guess it doesn't matter. We've had our thick and thin, enough to know that I would rather not go through life without you. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends.
Hey everybody, Chico and Poppy here, with Poppy getting ready to make another dinner. Chico's in the other room playing around with his piano, and I'm gonna be doing some prep here. We are going to make chicken piccata. And the great thing about chicken piccata, it's a lot like my other recipes. You can prep it ahead of time. Half of the work you can do ahead of time, and then when it's time to eat and the family is ready, you just got to put it in the oven for 15-20 minutes and all the hard work is done already. So what I am going to do is some of that prep work now, okay? Chicken piccata, what it is, it's almost like when you think of piccata, remember the word frittata, and that's an Italian appetizer, which is all egg. And in our family, we put different kind of vegetables in. Asparagus is really good with chicken frittata, with a egg frittata. But we are going to make chicken piccata, and it's the same theory. It's going to be chicken breast pounded out thin, and then we are going to put an egg, almost like an egg batter on it, and we're going to cook it in a frying pan with olive oil, 100% olive oil. But not 100%. We're not going to cook it 100%. We're going to cook it about 60%, and then we're going to finish it off in the oven, and it'll get nice and puffy. And then this we do with thin spaghetti, and we have a butter base that goes with that. Butter, wine, and lemon. Okay, so I have about 6 to 8 eggs here. I went with 8 because they were kind of small. But normally I do about 6, and I do about 4 to 5 chicken breasts. The chicken breast I cut in half. I slice them in half. I clean them. I get all the skin and the fat off of them, and then I cut them in half and I pound them out thin. All right, so I'm gonna do that. But what we need to do first is the egg, because this needs to go in the refrigerator for at least 15-20 minutes. It helps thicken it up. So what I'm going to do is add some Parmesan cheese, but I always do it by eye. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to try to measure it out so I can give you guys a more exact. This is 1/3 of a cup here. And I'm going to take a look at this. You want it kind of thick, so 1/3 of a cup is just about right here. Look how good I did that. It will thicken up a little bit. I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit more in here. I can do this with my right hand. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then we're gonna add a little bit of fresh parsley. I would say a tablespoon. Does that look like a tablespoon? It's an Italian tablespoon. You get what that means? Italians don't measure anything. And there we go. You see how nice that looks? See how you can see all the green in there? That's what you want. That's what it's going to look like when it's cooked. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for like 15-20 minutes, maybe even a half an hour. Okay, and in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my chicken breast, slice them, pound them out. Okay, I got some butter going here. I have about 2 cups of butter. You need a lot of butter because not only are we going to put this over the chicken, but we're going to put it over our pasta as well. So what I'm going to do here, I've already squeezed out 2 lemons. I'm gonna pour this right in there with that butter. Okay? And then we go with 1 tablespoon of a nice white wine. Okay? I'm gonna put that on a low heat over here. I'm gonna put this into the refrigerator, and then in the interim I'm gonna start cleaning up my chicken, okay? Okay guys, I've taken out the egg out of the refrigerator. It's nice and thick, just like it should be. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I have the chicken breasts. I've cleaned them, I've cut them, sliced them, pounded them out. They're good to go here. What I'm gonna do first is we are going to put some flour on them. I have, anytime you have flour, you don't have to just use straight up flour. You can season it, a little salt and pepper, so that you have another layer. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna put this in the flour for now. I'm not gonna put it into the egg until we're ready to drop it into the hot grease. I have the grease warming up. I say grease, it's olive oil. Straight up 100% olive oil I'm going to be frying in. I know that can get expensive, but it really makes a difference when you're using the real stuff. Sometimes you can cut the corner a little bit and use a blend. I'm okay with that. When you're frying like that, you can use a blend of olive oil and there's a whole bunch of different blends you can use. But alright, so we're going to get some flour on this. Quick and dirty, doesn't have to be anything perfect. There we go. Alrighty. So now, this is ready to go into the egg, but I do not want to do that yet until it's ready to go into the fryer, into the grease. I have a pan here. I keep a little stool and a pan so that when I take this off, it's ready to go onto the pan, all right? Let's see, let's dip a little egg in here and see if this grease is ready. Yeah, it's about ready. Why don't we start with a small piece? I had some scraps here. Let's do that. Alright? Yeah, there we go. This is a nice light meal, not very heavy at all. You have to stay right here and watch it though, because we have to flip this over. And you don't want to cook this where it's ready to eat. You don't want it super brown because we're going to cook it in the oven. We're going to finish it off in the oven. So we want a nice light color on it, alright? There we go. Tastes so good in that olive oil. Do not put your chicken into the egg until it's ready to go in there, because your flour will all come off, you'll ruin it. You want to do it only when you're ready. Same thing with the flour. You don't want to do that flour too far in advance, because the chicken will start to sweat and then it'll mess up your flour. right, our first piece is ready to come off. You see how that's light? Go with another piece.
Later.
Okay, everybody, now I got the chicken. It's just come out. It's been in there about 30 minutes, and you can see here by the look of it how you can tell. Remember, we did it in the frying pan for about 70% of the way, so it only takes about 20-30 minutes here for this to be done. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to bring our pasta back to life here. Put this in the water while I'm talking to you. Okay. And I'm going to take one of these chickens here. Let's take this one here, because Chico doesn't like all the lemon flavor, so I keep one separate. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take our butter mixture here, and we're going to put it on each piece of chicken. Okay, matter of fact, I think these two little ones here I'll keep separate too, because Chico gets hungry. Yeah. So you see here, we're going to put this on each piece of chicken, like that, to get the flavor, right? All right, I made some broccoli, and I put a little olive oil on there, so that's going to be our vegetable. Let's get our pasta out.
My favorite part. I ate like so much of that already.
I know, I barely have any left.
No, you said I had enough.
I know, I'm only kidding you. I'm only kidding you.
Apple. No, I thought that was like six.
All right, so where's my tongs? Did I put them back? I put them back.
Can I my tongue.
Alright, so I'm going to do this here, guys. I'm going to take a little of this pasta, like this, and I'm going to add some of our mixture here.
Mixture.
Alright. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cheese, like that. A little bit of our fresh parsley. See? How nice that looks like that?
It looks like a finger.
Now we can fix our plate. Alright, so I'm gonna take, let's take this one. Put it there like that. We take our pasta. Some of our broccoli on here.
It's not broccoli. I've told you this one. It's mini trees.
Mini trees. Here we go. And then what you can do
is
you can add a little bit of cheese like that to it. How does that look? Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look nice? Chicken piccata with a thin spaghetti and some steamed broccoli. All right? We're hungry. We're going to eat. So remember what Grandma Jen used to always say? Look at this. I'm even going to put a little lemon on top. As it looks even better, right? Remember what Grandma Jen used to always say? Enjoy your life
and your food
every day.